Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already that you hit that subscribe button so that you keep up to date with those tips on teaching, writing and leadership. Today we're focusing on leadership and the next 3 habits of effective leadership according to Steven Covey. Remember that any books that I cite or any references that I make will be linked below in the description. Okay, so let's move on to the next 3 habits of effective leadership according to Steven Covey. These are the 3 habits that fall under the category of leading others. Last time we looked at the category of managing yourself. So we're looking at leading others, and the first habit that falls under this category is what Steven Covey calls the habit of mutual benefit, and he calls it think win-win. In other words, you want to arrive at a point where when you're leading your team, it is mutually beneficial. It is not just you imposing your will and driving things through. It is about you leading others to a point where they want to work willingly and cooperate for the benefit of the whole team. So thinking win-win is about finding a point where both of you, your team and yourself, are happy with moving forward in a particular direction. So this is really important when you're trying to negotiate a position, particularly with individuals within a team who are difficult or who have sticking points. So this is a really important habit to adopt, thinking win-win. It's about compromising and making sure that not that you are giving up your position as a leader, but what you're doing is you are actually leading really well because you're considering what is going to be beneficial, not just for yourself, but for the whole team. And the best leaders, in my opinion, and I think Steven Covey is really getting at this, are those who serve others, not just those who consider themselves. So thinking win-win is a really important habit of effective leadership, and it's the first habit that falls under leading others according to Steven Covey. The next habit that falls under the category of leading others is the habit of mutual understanding. And this is really important in a change management situation. Steven Covey calls this seek first to understand before being understood. And I think it's a really critical habit to adopt as a leader when you're trying to manage change. And coming from that kind of background where I've worked in schools as a school improvement consultant, I've had to manage change. And I think it's really critical when you're in that situation to understand the journey that people have been on prior to your arrival, to know their position and to know their contributions prior to you actually trying to move them in a particular direction. Because without that, you don't have that mutual respect and mutual understanding. So seeking first to understand before being understood is really important. Only once you understand people's positions and where they've come from are you able to influence a direction of movement and seek to move things in a positive direction. So I think that's a really important leadership trait. The next habit that falls under the category of leading others, according to Steven Covey, is what he calls the habit of creative cooperation. And he calls this to synergize, or synergy is sometimes the word that is used in reference to this. And what that means is you draw things together. So as a leader, when you're leading a team, when you're delegating tasks, you have in mind the end goal, how you're going to draw things together, and at the correct point or at the appropriate point, you draw things together so that everybody is contributing to the greater whole. They're not competing against each other, they're working together to an end outcome that everyone is aware of. So synergizing is bringing things together. So you might have a team meeting where you ask for contributions from everyone so that you come to a decision as a team based on everybody's contributions. So synergizing is a really important habit and trait of effective leaders. So now we've covered the habits that fall under the category of leading others. Hopefully you'll be able to apply them in your own work as a leader. If you have any other suggestions, then drop me a comment And I will be updating this from time to time with other references to books, and I'll be making some new videos about leadership, including the next video which will cover the next habit and the final habit from Steven Covey's 7 Habits of Effective Leadership, and that is the habit of unlocking or unleashing potential. So please tune in for that one. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you do that by hitting that button below. I will be covering tips on writing, teaching and leadership, so make sure you subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.